Okay guys, it's golden ticket time. My heart is pounding out of my chest because I've been nauseous. Oh my gosh! 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 It's finally my turn! Oh my gosh! Guys! I got pregnant from my wrench cycle! Hey guys! This is gonna be the first video of baby number 2. I still can't believe I'm saying that right now. So, I don't know exactly how far along I am, but I'm either 4 or 5 weeks. And the reason I'm using this phone is because I'm holding Molly because she's gonna freak out if I sit down and do a proper one, so too bad, so sad. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about symptoms and stuff that's happened, and then hopefully my midwife will call back. I called her right away, so I should get in right away and actually get an early ultrasound this time, and I will be able to do weekly updates from there. And I'm going to be vlogging regardless if I lose this pregnancy or not. I don't think I will. I feel good about it. I'm nervous, but I'm pretty sure things will be fine. So yeah, let's back up. So first of all, if you don't follow me, I have an 8-week cycle. I basically have 2 sets of PMS without a period in between. And my ovulation, I haven't done OPKs or anything, but it kind of feels like it's normal. I just don't have a period in between. So anyway, this past cycle number 3 that I was doing, has been full of wrenches. Like first, a week after my period, I started spotting, and then Molly's at the age now where she has to be asleep or occupied for us to baby dance, and so there's been many nights that we haven't been able to because she's been keeping us up. And then further on down, we just haven't been able to do a whole lot this cycle. And this cycle, I decided I was gonna take it easy and just be super nonchalant. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter, because the cycle before that, I did baby dance like every other day, and I still had my period. So I was like, you know what? Whether I do this every other day, every day or not, or just whenever I can, I'm still gonna get pregnant. I definitely just believed with all my heart that the conception date was out there and I didn't really have to worry about it. I just had to keep on keeping on and it was gonna happen, and it did. I'm still a little in shock because I was not expecting it to be positive. So basically, let's see, starting with 4 weeks ago-ish, around the time of my second fertile window, because I don't have a period in between, I ended up getting a yeast infection, and I already talked about it, so I'm not gonna talk a lot about it. I'm gonna set Molly down for a sec. I'm not gonna talk a ton about it, but basically I thought it was UTI, so I went to the doctor, and it ended up being a yeast infection because the cultures were negative. I'm just gonna set this right here. The cultures were negative, and I had them take a pregnancy test and it was negative. So that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was like a couple days after my period should have started. And it was negative, so I didn't conceive then. So I went about everything, just kind of being a mom, and I was like, oh, and I was kind of a little bit down because people who have babies that are around Molly's age are getting pregnant again with their second right now, and so I was like, aw. But I was like, you know, I could either take that as, that sucks, when's it my turn, or I could take it as, oh, that means my turn's coming. And so I just went about, I didn't really think much about it. Of course, I was like, oh, I would love to get pregnant, but after I got that yeast infection that happened right at my second fertile window, I was like, dang it, I'm probably out this cycle. And I didn't really think much of it. I still kept trying, of course, and I still prayed for a summer baby. I really wanted a summer baby. So I was like, well, whatever. We'll see. And just as I've been praying and stuff, the answer came to me that said soon. So I was like, okay. So I knew I was going to get pregnant, like, pretty soon, but I didn't know exactly when. I figured it was probably going to be like the next cycle, possibly this cycle. It did end up being this cycle. So, let's see. Starting a couple days ago, I started to feel really nauseous. And, which is weird because my morning sickness, the last 2 times I was pregnant, when I made it far enough to have morning sickness, it backhanded me right at 6 weeks. It was like, woke up one day, bam, sick. And this didn't happen because I'm not that far along. So I was just like, I'm nauseous. And of course, the first thought is, oh my gosh, I'm pregnant. But I was like, but is it really that I'm pregnant? Because I'm not very far along. If I am, I'm only a few weeks. So I started to feel really, really nauseous. But so did Ben at the same time. He says, hey, I feel kind of nauseous too. And I got like really bad stomach cramps. They were not uterus cramps. They were stomach cramps. And I had to go to the bathroom, but it wasn't like I was sick. It was just like, oh, I had these bad cramps and had to go to the bathroom kind of thing. And so I didn't think like too much of it, but also food started to not sound appealing. I was just like, oh, this doesn't sound good. I don't want to eat anything. Just everything that I can think of makes me feel sick. And so I was like, So I waited until 8 weeks after my last period, which was yesterday, and my period didn't show, although last time I had like a 9.5-week cycle, so I was like, whatever. And I was like, I was gonna test, especially because I still felt nauseous. So even after I had like stomach cramps and stuff that meant that it was probably a stomach bug, I still had the nausea. Like, I was still nauseous. It's not like real bad, but it comes and goes, and I've almost gagged a few times, and I'm just like, that's really weird. That's not like me, and I don't think it's a stomach bug, because I kind of got over that. So I was just like, maybe I am pregnant, but I don't know. And so I was gonna test tomorrow, because I always test on a Thursday. It's just like a little weird thing. Like, all 3 of my positive pregnancy tests before this one have been on a Thursday. This one's on a Wednesday, but whatever, it's not a big deal. And so I usually just test on Thursday just to keep tradition alive. And so I was gonna test tomorrow morning, but I didn't make it. I jumped the gun. I said, I want to test now. So I did. So after work, I went and got a pregnancy test, and I took it, and it was very, very positive, and I was like, oh, like, I freaked out, of course. I was like, oh my gosh, especially because mostly because I did not expect to be pregnant, because, like, I've never found out, like, so early that I've been pregnant, because my periods are so weird, and so this is the first time I'm actually tracking my cycles. So, yes, I'm nauseous. It's not very bad yet, but now I know it will be. That sucks. Around Thanksgiving, that sucks. Hopefully I'll still be able to eat. But, since probably Thursday, I've been feeling nauseous, so about a week now, I've been feeling nauseous, and so I'm like, oh crap, does that mean I'm having twins or something, because I'm, like, already nauseous? And I looked up, like, when morning sickness starts, and they say as soon as 3 weeks, which means that, like, I'm more than 4 weeks pregnant, so I'm like, oh crap. So yes, I just took the test, and it was positive, and so the first thing I did was upload the video, and I'm not gonna text Ben until his lunch break, and I'm gonna tell him first. I'm not gonna tell anyone. I really want to post it on Instagram, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna tell Ben at his lunch in a couple hours, and he'll be like, what? And he'll probably be like, oh, I knew it. And even though he's been like, no, you're not. So that's going on, and I immediately called my midwife. Last time I was so scared that I didn't call my midwife until 2 months after my positive pregnancy test, which I ended up being 15 weeks pregnant at my first doctor's appointment. I don't want that to happen again. I'm not as afraid of losing a pregnancy now that I know my body is perfectly capable of having a completely textbook normal pregnancy, which I'm holding right now, and she's sleeping. So I called my midwife, and I will have an appointment with her probably like in the next week or 2. And she will refer me to maternal fetal medicine. They're the ones that do the dating ultrasounds, and they will be able to tell me how far along I am, but at least I have a really good idea of how far I am. I'm probably going to be further than I think, again, like, because I'm already sick. So, other than that, I don't really have any symptoms. I've been really, really, really tired lately, but not like anything that would be like, oh, is this pregnancy related? So, I don't know. And I obsessively feel my uterus all the time, and it's not really that hard, so I'm like, whatever. And also, I've had a bunch of pregnancy dreams, not lately, but I have had some pregnancy dreams. I also had the Y dream. I'll put what that is down here so I don't waste time explaining it. So I had both of those, and I was like, And I had pregnancy dreams like my other cycles, but this one was like an actual, like, I peed on the stick, got a positive, and felt my uterus, and it was hard kind of dream, and I was like, okay. So, yeah. So it's so weird to think there is like a little teeny embryo or whatever inside of me right now, and that this girl is gonna be a big sister in like August. That's like, holy crap. So, if you don't know, this little girl just turned 11 months old on the 1st, so she's almost a year old. My goal was to get pregnant by her 1st birthday, and I did it! Yes! I thought for sure I was gonna get pregnant my 1st cycle and my period came back, but I didn't. It took 3 cycles. So, yeah, now I'm just gonna worry and worry and worry and, all that, and fret, and maybe not. Maybe now that I have a child, I'll have Molly to distract me. So, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I don't really have a whole ton of symptoms, except that all that. Oh, one thing, I did gain a bunch of weight. Like, I weighed myself a couple days ago, and I had gained like 5 pounds. It was like 157, and I was like, that's weird. And I've been really thirsty lately and hungry, but like, food also just doesn't sound good. And also when I don't eat, like when I get hungry, I get nauseous. So I'm like, alright. So yeah, I'm pregnant. And I'm still in shock. So I guess this will be like my 4-week update. Maybe 5, possibly 6. Like, holy crap. So I know I'm not further than that because I had a negative test like 4 weeks ago. So anyway, I'm just rambling on now. I'm just repeating myself now. So I'm gonna tell my husband and then upload this eventually, not right now. Today is November 5th, and this will not be up on the 5th. This will be up a lot later. So I will talk to everyone later.